What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Thursday, November 15th. This is the morning show of Low Shack in the Bag. My name is Jimmy the Bag. Sitting beside me is always the legend, Lodals, Low Shack. And we had a really fun poker tournament last night. My God. Shout out to Big Ragu. He was a chip leader for a lot of the tourney. We're getting all of the prizes, who won the exact what kind of cash. We're getting that sent in during the show, so I'll let you guys know who were all the winners. But my God, was that enjoyable. I had a good run. Whale Capper was the last of all of us. I was second last. I made a mistake. I mean, going over the hand in my head, I just felt like Dave Carson was pulling a fast one on me. I made a mistake by min betting the river. There was two kings on the board, and he pushed me all in, and I was just like, man, I read his year of birth was part of his name, so he was 1976, so he's 3 years older than me, and I just thought for sure he was pulling a fast one after humming and hawing and going through my time bank, and goddamn, it was a mistake, a big mistake. You want to be in control all the time. You don't want to be out of control. I was out of control in that hand, and big mistake, but my God, Nasty Nate went out 50th. Great job. Also, I had a tough day in NBA yesterday, but Pete, 3-0 in NHL. Five more years. I am smash and grabbing NHL right now. Smash and grabs NHL right now. Finally broke into plus units for the first time all season. And healthy plus units, not just one or two. And goddamn, up over $2,000 in NHL in the last 48 hours. I got to be up about 11 or 12 units in the last 48 hours. I'll get over the exact numbers. But goddamn, that felt good. But a tough night in NBA. Overall, a winning night. Tough night in college football, though. NIU. Not looking good at all. Go 0-2 there. Hit the over, and that I couldn't make the team total over bet because you have to make them live in Bet365. So I didn't do that and only hit our total over in the Houston game. So overall, it was good. But first off, I want to give a shout out to everybody joining us. Abba Zabba, Adam Frendo, Cumbo. Adam Frendo has sent us an NFL video. We will be airing it the first time we have NFL on the board. So we have it here, but we'll air it on the late show today. We have Robbie Tagaloa, Vegas, Gunn, my man Tom Gunn, Odar Lira from Venezuela, Lamont Williams, Van City Chris, Crypto King, Eddie Euler. A great group ready to rock. How you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. It's just we got a whole lot to get to, so let's just start chugging all along. We're going to get to as much college basketball as we possibly can during college basketball season, but there's no way we're going to be able to get to anywhere close to everything that we'd like to get to. So if you're expecting us to, have, and also I'm going to be very light on my picks in general in the high season because I can't give picks when I'm not feeling confident in my that I've done my thorough analysis, and it's just almost impossible for me to do thorough analysis on everything that we have to cover. So the result is that I'm going to be giving relatively few picks going forward officially, but I'll give my opinions obviously, and of course we'll read your opinions and stuff like that. All right, so let's start right in with NHL. You want to throw the record up there, God Jimmy the Bag? You are coming off a nice winning day, and Jimmy the Bag is now positive in NHL. Let's throw it up. And yesterday, obviously the under in the Vegas game, I had it only one way. I was going to give it three ways. There you go. Yes, nice job, right, Jim? Very nice.
Damn, nice. Yeah, man, that's 13 units in 48 hours. 13 goddamn units. I'm 8-2. 6 of those 8 are puck lines, Pete.
Yes, I know. Well, there's a lot of volatility in those puck lines.
Fucking smash and grabbing that shit.
Yes.
Smash and grab!
Brant Hunt says the Northern Illinois under was low-hanging, Pete. Yes, again, I just didn't have to. I probably would have seen that. Who knows? But I did not have time to look into that one in depth. Also in MMA, I'm covering MMA today, but I haven't had time to look into that in depth, so I'm going to cover it with Andreas Hale, and it should be a good video, but I won't have any picks on it. So I'm getting into, it's just there's too much stuff for me to cover, so I'm not going to be able to recommend picks, and I'm not going to be betting a lot of the stuff either. I'm just going to be covering it, not necessarily betting it. And for NHL though, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on with Jimmy the Bag, so we're doing well there. We've got a huge NHL card today, and let's see. I don't know. Well, let's start with the Vancouver Minnesota game. Is Vancouver low-hanging fruit as a fade on the road right now, even as a huge underdog? Minnesota, of course, is off to a loss to Washington, but they were winning before that, and I'm thinking that Minnesota -1, maybe the Vancouver team total unders and the full game under are worth plays here. What do you think? Fading Vancouver again?
Absolutely fading Vancouver again. Absolutely. First off, I want to show Teddy B some love just because.
Okay.
Just because. And Twatty Latte focusing on He says he's knee-deep in Pitt Panther research. I can't wait to hear his analysis. Shout out to you guys that are focusing on games to help out the low bag group. It means so much to us. Let's roll. And Nasty Nate not questioning my forest green and royal blue. Let's get into this. Yes, I have 3 plays I really, really like. I feel like I can really sharpen my focus right now on NHL. I hammered this shit out of these games. I woke up so goddamn pumped. I feel like the Wild are a great spot. We talk about situational betting. They lost 5-2 to the Capitals after coming off a big 5-2 road trip. This is a great spot for him. And Green, the coach of the Canucks, questioning his group right now. They're looking tired. They're playing poorly. Centers Brandon Sutter, Jay Beagle out. Winger Sven Baertschi, Alex Edler all on injured reserve. Brock Besser not on injured reserve, but out with a groin injury, and it is showing. The Canucks are ending a 6-game road trip. They look like they just want to head home, and now they're going up to a hungry and healthy Minnesota Wild team. And they're in big trouble here tonight. I'm on Wild -1.5.
Yeah, you think so, huh?
Absolutely.
I mean, it seemed like an obvious no-brainer play. It's just, overall on the year, Vancouver has been great as an underdog, and here they are again in that situation. But all right, so let me just find the line here for Minnesota. Wow, +120 will be the best thing. What's that?
Troy V. We have a future low bagger. Camden Ryan was born yesterday, 7 pounds, 20 ounces, and all is good.
Congratulations to you, Troy V. Congratulations to you, Troy V, the second baby ever to be born live on the Low Shack in the Bag show. I think, if that means live. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to you, Troy V.
That is absolutely wonderful news, Troy. What a wonderful way to start out this show.
Absolutely. All right, so you wager +120 is the best line we can give there. Damn, that is not, for a puck line, that is not a high line there. Oh, but there you go. Wow. All right, I did bet Minnesota. Holy shit. I bet Minnesota last night at -200, and I was ready to give him. Now it's all the way up into the 240s or 250s. Why did that happen? You're not worried about that. Damn. Fuck. I was going to give it. All right. And I was also thinking about the Vancouver team total under. How are they offensively right now? They still have that sniper, but,
Pedersen hasn't scored in, I believe, 4 games. Oh, here it is. He hasn't scored during the losing streak. So, and this is the end of a tough 6-game trip.
Yeah.
Pedersen's going to come and go. I think he's an absolutely incredible talent. But it's tough without Besser in the lineup. It's tough when the other team can focus all of their attention on him and Horvat.
Yeah, yesterday, of course, I liked the unders in the Vegas game, and I gave the under on the full game, which cashed, but I also liked the first period under and the Anaheim team total under, and I didn't give either of those. Those were in my leans column, and of course, those were 2 more leans. My leans are up over 30 units now, so I'd be up over 50 units if I'd given all my leans in NHL. Maybe I should start doing that. One of my leans here, in addition to Minnesota, would be the team total under for Vancouver. You think that's a justifiable play?
Definitely. What would we get on it? Yais, we're getting more information on Yais all the time.
Okay.
I'm from Vancouver. He's from Vancouver. He's from my city.
Awesome.
And nothing gets his juice going like fading the Canucks. You don't seem like you have a lot of patience today.
No, we got a lot to cover. We got to run through this. All right, I'll take Vancouver on the team total under 2.5 -125. That's the current line at Heritage. And I guess at this inflated line, I'll take Minnesota anyway. I bet him on the overnight line at -205. Now it's up to -240. So I'll take it. And Jimmy the Bag, let's talk about another game that you want to talk about while I find the odds for myself here for Minnesota -1.
I need to know if Schneider is going to be in the lineup, but I'm going to make this bet anyway. But I'd sure love it if Schneider is going to be in the lineup. The last I looked, he was going to be in the lineup. He looks terrible right now. And Brian Elliott is hot. Even if Kincaid's in the lineup for the Devils, I will be back in the Flyers -1.5, but do you have any information on whether Schneider is? Do you have the goaltenders up? Devils sitting in last place in the Met, 1-7-0 on the road. They will fix that, I'm sure. They're coming off a big 4-2 win over the Pens. Taylor Hall, 2 goals, 2 assists. And Hall said, not just a win, but an effort we can be proud of.
No, it's Kincaid confirmed.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's not an effort where we solely relied on our goaltender to steal a game. We did a good job of eliminating chances against a high-powered team. Our game has to continue to grow that way, and when we play strong in our end, it allows us to play more, free up the ice, and create more, have the puck more. It was a solid night for us. That's Taylor Hall. Can you believe the Oilers traded Adam Larson for this guy? I just can't even believe Trelli should be goddamn fired. It's unbelievable that he can be doing a worse job than McTavish and Tambellini did, but he's doing that. Brian Boyle, who has been playing, well, he had on that big night against when the NHL was fighting cancer and making cancer awareness night. Brian Boyle got the hat trick. He's a heart and soul guy on this team. He's out with an upper body injury. Nico Herscher, also who played all 82 games last year as an 18-year-old, he's out with an upper body injury. I think these Flyers are going to start rolling, especially with Elliott heating up the way he is. They should get James Van Riemsdyk back tonight, which will be a boost in the dressing room. I don't know how good he's going to be first game back, but goddamn, I like this team.
Van
the
City
Flyers.
Chris says team total under, not a good play, boys. It sounds like he's from Vancouver. Did I make a mistake there? And Mr. Gokster likes wild first period -0.5. All right, so what do you want here, Jim?
I want the Philadelphia Flyers -1.5. Anna Merrick says,
Yeah.
I freaking love Flyers -1.5. Jimmy, Devils got the win over the Pens. They're going to be happy with that. I don't know how happy they're going to be judging by Taylor Hall's remarks. I think that Hall's getting them focused. But I'm buying in on this.
This is another one. I took it I bet it on the overnight line. I got the opener at -125 or whatever, and I was ready to give it in the show today, and now it's up into the -150s, and Kincaid is starting, and Kincaid is better, right?
He's better, but he's not an elite goaltender.
Ugh.
I guess he has great character, and he really helps the dressing room, but he's not an elite goaltender.
Oh, there you go. Johnny Yisman.
Oh, Yisman.
There you go.
Yisman from
And-
SBR Pro came
yes.
second. Wow.
And
Johnny won it. Oh, wow. So Yisman, who is always in the SBR contest and does a great job.
Yeah.
He's a great capper, comes second place. That is awesome.
All right, so you want the Philly puck line, huh?
I do.
All right, so that'll be this is another one. Okay, so the best line right now will be at Intertops +195, and I guess I will take this one. I was going to give it at -130. I bet it in the overnight line. I beat both these lines moves by a lot. Now I'm going to have to get worse lines. I'll take this one anyway. Philly -1. The money line will be -150 at BetOnline. Puck line +195, which Jimmy is taking. And damn, I want it. Damn, I got better lines on the opening lines. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's talk about Toronto against San Jose. Now that was more money. I bet the Toronto in the last game, but I left them on the table as far as my picks were concerned. Jimmy the Bag had it, and a lot of people were suggesting that Toronto was a good bet in their last game. Now they're going up against San Jose though, and I was thinking maybe a shot with San Jose's playing great. Maybe a shot with the over. Maybe the first period over. Maybe the Toronto team total over. What do you think about that?
I feel that this Sharks-Leafs game is very similar to the Predators-Sharks game, and I'm staying off of it. I don't. In these games, I want to take -1.5. If I'm not taking almost a dog on a money line because I like them in overtime or a shootout more than the other team, then I'm just going to stay away. And that's what I'm doing here. First off, though, I want to give a shout out to our man, Anna Merrick. He had Jets by exactly 2 last night.
Oh, very nice.
+650.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
+650.
Yeah.
Great job, Anna Merrick. He's just destroying hockey right now. Yes, I'm just going to stay off this game. Sharks have won 5 straight at home. Shout out to Big Joe, Jumbo Joe. He's the 7th player in NHL history with 1,500 games, 400 goals, 1,000 assists. I told you guys 2 things. One, when this power play heats up, look out. That really hasn't happened. But I also said when Little Joe starts popping off, watch out for the Sharks team. And he's got 5 points in the first 2 games of this 6-game homestand. Sharks have the Maple Leafs number, generally in California. Thomas Hertl looks like he's going to be out, and I'm concerned that it's going to be longer term because we're dealing with a head injury here. Martin Jones is a winner at 8 of his last 10 starts, 5-0-1 with a 1.78 goals against average in his career against the Leafs. Toronto opened up this California part of their road trip very nicely with a 5-1 win over the Kings. Kadri scored 2, Tavares as well. Frederik Andersen is playing so well, and I am just...
You're staying off this game?
Absolutely.
What's your reason for not liking overs here, regardless of who wins?
I think that the Leafs right now, with the way Frederik Andersen is playing and the way the Sharks against the Flames would be a better example of how these 2 teams will play against each other, I think, rather than Sharks Preds. But also Sharks, no, the more I think about that, I take that back. That this Leafs team can play high octane and can play defensively. Frederik Andersen's playing out of his mind. Martin Jones is starting to heat up. I want nothing to do with this game.
What's the argument against the over again?
Frederik Andersen.
He's playing great.
But that's why I would say it's more of a coin flip situation than something I could really trust. Mr. Gokster says Sharks might eat tonight. Scotty Rock says Sharks all day and fade the Habs. That's right, Scotty Rock. That's exactly what I'll be doing tonight. Barca Man saying Leafs San Jose unders 4-0 in the last 4 meetings. I'm very comfortable. Corey Simmons taking Toronto plus 1.5. I mean, that's going to be such a favorite line that would make me uncomfortable. I would guess that would be a big favorite line.
All right, let's move on to how about Detroit, Ottawa. Detroit is just rolling. Ottawa generally not good, but Ottawa's off long rest. I was thinking Ottawa's the play here. I did bet this one on the overnight line on Ottawa. It's moved about 5 cents in their favor, and I'm also thinking about the first period over as well. Should be a lot of scoring in this game. Not sure I want the full game over, but definitely the first period over. What do you think about that?
I don't think the Red Wings are going to be a team that's going to pay out for a lot of overs. I know they just put up 6 goals in their last contest against the Coyotes, who are coming in as a pretty tight defensive squad. But I just see them as a thorough hockey team. Jimmy Howard's playing great right now. I love their defense. The Senators, though, 31st in goals allowed at 4.22, 31st in penalty killing. And the Wings special teams are so good, and thank Blashill for that. James liking Ottawa here. Jim Tobelson saying Detroit is heating up, and I'm cashing off him, but I'm not comfortable with this spot, and I'm not comfortable with the Ottawa Senators games in general. And when I take the Red Wings, I want a big dog line. I want to be rewarded for taking them, and I want to just stay away from the Senators. Senators are bringing in Drake Batherson. He's been the best player in the AHL with Mr. Gokster's Belleville Senators. Love to hear Gokster talk more about Batherson. 4th-round pick, and he's been the best player in the whole league. 7 goals, 13 assists in 14 games, and that's just his very first year out of the queue. Very impressive. They're starting him on the line with Duchesne and Zingle. Zach Smith is back for Ottawa. He is so important to this hockey team. God, he's by far the strongest defensive forward on this hockey team. I can't what's wrong with me? I can't emphasize or whatever how important Zach Smith is to this team. Red Wings are on a tear right now. 6 different players scored in that last game. They still have Eriksson, Vanek out. This is not something I want to roll on. I don't, and Mr. Ghost and Batherson's being fired. I'm off this game at this point.
You don't like Ottawa here?
I don't like Ottawa ever. Ever. So, yes, it seems like this is a great situation for him. But if I'm going to take Ottawa, it's going to be on a giant dog line. There's no way I'm going to. What is the line right now, money line?
Well, it's about 110, and now it opened, and now it got bet up to about 120. Still 115's available.
I'm extreme. I guess Nasty Nate saying the over on the ice guys.
All right, I'm taking the first period over 1.5 minus 131, and I will take Ottawa here. Not puck line, but I'll take a -1. If they win, they probably win by more than 1 goal, right? They probably either lose by 3 or win by 3, right?
No, I don't even know if I would say that either. No, I think that with the Senators, you'd want to get into an overtime situation or a shootout situation. That's where Shabbat and Duchesne, guys like that could start rolling.
All right, well, I'm going to take Ottawa -1. The money line will be -115, and the puck line here will be plus 240 at Bet365. And I'm also on the first period over 1.5, and Jim's going to pass on that game.
I don't mean to scare you, but Troy V, new father, has ride the Wings.
Oh, shit, really?
A new father with a beautiful daughter.
Really?
Yeah. And a lot of people like in the Wings here. This is... I'm on a roll right now.
Yeah, you are.
And it's imperative for me to pick the best situations. And the Senators give me anxiety. Watching them play gives me so much anxiety. Now, with Zach Smith back, he's going to help out enormously. I'm off.
All right, so let's move on to another game that, let's see what is interesting here. How about Nashville, Arizona? Nashville off of 2 losses. Arizona returns home off of a relatively unsuccessful trip. I was thinking under here, maybe by to 6. What do you think? Should Arizona be a home dog here?
If you can trust Kemper right now in this Coyotes team defensively, then
their last home trip they were going over, but because they were scoring, they were holding teams to 1 goal every game.
They were great.
Yeah.
And both teams are coming off of losses. Both teams fell behind 3-0 in the first period, but the Predators fought back and the Coyotes got stomped on. Predators are getting Austin Watson. Well, actually, I don't even know if they'll get him back. He's eligible to come back from his domestic assault. He's eligible to come back. I don't even know if they'll bring him back or if they even want him right now. Predators also are uncertain about PK Subban. He left that Sharks game just 7 minutes in and did not return. The Predators are already missing Arvidsson, Yarncroc, and
just say
Hamhuis.
one thing. Second half, Wake Forest, St. Joe's. I am going to make a pick on that one. Under 83 minus 115. Under 83 minus 115. I'm going to make that play right now. Hopefully the second half will not be as high scoring as the first half. I'm going to make that one an official play. St. Joe's, Wake Forest, second half, under 83 minus 115. That's the current line at Heritage. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Well, we faded. Part of the reason why we were fading them, the Coyotes, in that Detroit game was they were missing 2 of their top 4 defensemen. They do have Chicherin back. Alex Goligoski is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Ranta right now, day-to-day with a lower body injury. And the Merrick says Arizona bounces back tonight, baby. Preds are not playing well and are on a tiring road trip. The Coyotes are a young team returning home. They bounce back hard. Yotes minus 1.5. That might be a spectacular play. That might be a spectacular play. Oh, nice. Timmy Wynn is rolling with us because this show is hot right now.
Yes,
that's great, Timmy Wynn.
Yes.
But I'm going to focus on the games where I really can trust exactly what I see going on right now. With the Predators all injured, I would say Arizona sort of feels like the play. I certainly would not trust Darcy Kemper right now.
No. Well, he's not confirmed necessarily, but
well,
all right.
I doubt it's not going to be Ranta, as far as I know. So you want Kemper right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to another game. Well, Tampa Bay Pittsburgh is very interesting, right? The Penguins are now back at home, and the Pens are, without question, one of the top 3 teams in the league. How did this happen? Lost 6 of their last 7.
Top 5.
Top
it was
5.
Top 5 if you're going to goddamn quote me, fucking quote me
I'm
right.
just saying, the Pens are, what's wrong with the Pens? Because Tampa Bay lost at Buffalo, 2 straight losses. You know they want to get a win here, and if they're going up against a team that's lost 6 out of the last 7, they probably can. If they're going up against a top 3 team in the NHL, maybe not.
Top 5, Pete!
Top 5. What do you like here?
First off, when the Penguins won that first Stanley Cup with Sidney Crosby, they were in 10th place in their conference at the goddamn trade deadline.
Sure.
This is a veteran team that can turn it around at any moment.
So right now they're just kind of in a regular season malaise where they're a little bit complacent.
We've seen this with this Pittsburgh Penguins team year in and year out. They barely made the playoffs last year. They barely made the playoffs the year before. This is a very talented hockey team. Now, the big question is Crosby. And he's got an undisclosed upper body injury, and I'm just praying that it's not a concussion. We're so lucky to watch Sid play, and let's not, take him for granted. Brassard and Schultz are on the IR. They got to add a defenseman. Schultz is clearly missing, but they're in a 1-5-1 slump.
Oof, I might have made a mistake. Wing's best bet on the ice, guys. Damn. I might have made a huge...
I thought it was the over, they were saying. Really,
I don't know. Maybe it was the over, but that might have been a mistake here.
Oh, you know what? We talked about this before. This is the changing a dynamic in a dressing room. And what you do is you bring a guy, a 4th-round pick, into that dressing room from Belleville. You get Zach Smith back. I don't ever want to take Ottawa, but I just like change. I love that. I love when a 4th-round rounder lights up the AHL and comes into the dressing room, and Zach Smith is very, very important to this team. Ryan Taylor saying, I like the Penguins money line. We need to find out what the hell's going on with Crosby.
Oh, he's out. Everyone's saying he's out. He's definitely out.
But we need to find out what's going on. That's what it's not. If it's not a concussion, as per covers. Wow. Oh, that's great. The misanthropic nihilist saying it's not a concussion. God damn, I still am scared that it's a concussion. We'll see if this Penguins team can step up without Crosby in the lineup. They've done it before. We've seen him step up here. This is an uncomfortable situation, and I do expect the Penguins to try and step up without Crosby in the lineup, but Lightning are very dangerous.
How about Montreal-Calgary? Montreal, of course, beat down at Edmonton in their last game. Calgary hasn't been scoring, but I'm thinking this game might be, I'm thinking overs again here. First period over, maybe full game over, and maybe Montreal team total over. Not sure about that one, but I'm definitely thinking first period, maybe full game over with Montreal-Calgary, even though Calgary has been bad offensively recently. What do you think?
This is one of my favorite matchups in hockey. The 86 Stanley Cup final, 89 Stanley Cup final, where I mean, there was nothing more important in my life than hockey during that time, and I get so nostalgic watching the Habs play the Flames. I'm fading the Habs like crazy nonstop on this road trip. I'm on the Flames -1.5 here. Mike Smith is not playing well, but he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good against the Sharks, and he better, because Riddick is going to take that spot from him. Riddick is 5-1, 1.91 goals against average, .935 save percentage. The Flames are a healthy squad. They've only got 4 goals in their last 3 games. I expect them to come up here. Canadians will be looking to bounce back. That was an ugly 6-2 loss. I've been saying it. This team does not have much depth. You take Paul Byron and Joel Armia away from this team, and they're going to be in trouble. Then they're in trouble. I really like the Flames here, -1.5, and I get great joy out of fading the Habs. So, yes, I'm on the Flames -1.5, Pete.
Okay, the Flames -1.5. So that means you think they're going to be relatively productive offensively relative to what we've seen from them in recent games?
Not necessarily.
No? You think they're going to shut down Montreal?
I just feel like they're a much better team. But everybody loving the over. Van City, Chris saying over is a good play here. especially with Carey Price starting. A lot of people liking the over.
All right, so you're going to get puck line plus 190.
But Ian liked the under on the Ice Guys. And I can understand that watching the Flames play right now. They're playing. I know they just lost 2 of 3 on that California road trip, but they're playing responsible, accountable hockey. I've got these guys on my season, all the futures action on them. I really like them.
Okay, so you're going to get Calgary puck line plus 199, and I guess for now I will take the first period over at minus 120. Montreal, Calgary, first period over 1.5 minus 120. That's the line at Pinnacle and a few other places. What else did we not get to? Florida, Columbus, you want to talk about that one?
Definitely. I'd love to take Florida here, but is there value? You're getting a road team going to Columbus. I can't take them at... I would think they were going to be a dog here. They're playing great hockey. Florida rolls into Columbus. They're a 5-game winning streak. Remember, this is another team I have futures on. I really, really believe in them. They're 35% on the power play, outscoring teams 19-7 over those last 5 games. And, of course, the streak coincides with Bob Lucifer back. This Luongo in net just gives them so much confidence. So much confidence. He's playing great. 4-0-0 since coming back. Also, Mike Hoffman on a 13-game streak. That matches the franchise record. It ties the franchise record held by Pavel Bure. I hope Hoffman doesn't break Bure's record. It's the longest streak in the NHL this year. The Panthers got very fortunate to get him for very little. He's on the top line for Dadonov and Barkov. And Dadonov is playing so well. We knew he needed... These guys who come over from the KHL need a year to get comfortable. This is a team that's rolling, but do you want to get in the way of the Jackets? They're playing very good too. They've got 4 of their last 8 power plays rolling. I'm telling you, special teams is everything in the NHL. When you see a team rolling on the power play, that's a team you can trust. When you see a team that's 0-20 in their power play, that's a team you fade or definitely don't buy into. Bobrovsky's starting to pick up his game. He's allowed 1 goal in 5 of his last 6. And we're expecting Panarin in the lineup. He's sick. We're expecting him to be back, but he missed yesterday's practice with an illness. If Panarin is out, that's a problem. Panthers are a team that's going to, I think, pay me out with all the futures I've got on them. I really like them. I really like their top 6 forwards. But I don't think I can take him here at this plus line. Well, what's the money line on the Panthers right now?
On the Panthers, the money line would be about, plus 113 or so.
Plus 113.
Yeah, this is actually the one game where I was like, I don't know what to think here. Maybe under. I was thinking under. No.
T-God TV saying, love this Panthers team.
What do you think about under?
I don't know about under these teams. Yeah, I guess so. Both goalies are starting to really pick up steam. I guess so. What number is it at?
5.5, but you could buy to 6 relatively cheaply, I think. Eddie Euler saying what?
Panarin out helps the under 2. I don't think we should trust that Panarin's going to be out at this point. I really think if you're going to fade the Jackets or believe that the Jackets won't be creating a lot of offense, we should wait to find out what's going on with Panarin.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then let's talk about Islanders and the Rangers. That's one game that we haven't talked about. The Islanders, of course, dominated this series recently over the past bunch of seasons. They've won like 10 out of 11 or something ridiculous. What do you think? I was thinking that actually leaning Rangers here. I was thinking about the Rangers first period, maybe slightly into the under, maybe Islanders team total under. I'm not exactly sure what to make of this game.
Uncomfortable as well here. I absolutely love what all these coaches from college ranks that have come in the NHL have done. Montgomery in Dallas, Quinn here with the Rangers, and Hackstol with the Flyers. Both teams are coming off beating the Canucks. Islanders, as you said, have just dominated this series the last 3 years. They've won the last 7 games in the series. They're 11-1-0 since they moved to the Barclays Center. Matt Martin's out with an upper body injury, and Andrew Ladd is questionable to go. Those are big, strong guys that you'd really want in the lineup. Brent Norris saying Battle of New York under. I'd really want Matt Martin and Andrew Ladd in the line if I was going on the under. But you've seen this Rangers team have more difficult time scoring without Buchnevich and Zuccarello. But now Zuccarello is expected to be back. Also, they love this kid, Philip Chittle, 2017 first-round draft pick. He's taken Buchnevich's spot on that top line. He's a very high ceiling, but he's got a goal and 3 assists in his career. I don't feel like I have a real edge, and I also have been noticing that I'm just hitting at such a much higher rate with sides and totals, and need to focus everything on sides right now.
All right, let's quickly go to just a couple totals I was thinking about. In the Philly game, people were talking about the over, and I was leaning that way as well. I'm going to make New Jersey Philly first period over 1.5 minus 126, an official pick. Thinking about taking the over at 5.5, buying down the over buying down to 5.5. What's your take on the over in the New Jersey Philly game? Because if you like Philly's definitely vulnerable with Elliott and goal, right?
No,
they're not.
Elliott can get hot. And he's hot right now.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I know so. I just look like his number. He's hot right now.
So you don't like the over in this New Jersey Philly game at all?
I think no. I guess I don't.
Right.
No, you're right. I guess I don't. These teams both can put up goals, but all the Flyers needs Elliott to get hot, and they're a tough team to play against. They got a lot of big boys.
All right, well, I'll go with the first period over. That might be a mistake anyway, but first period over, minus 126. I just want to look at some of the, all right, so Florida-Columbus, maybe thinking about the under in Florida-Columbus. You were saying that it seems like people are leaning more and more that way, except with Domingue in goal. That's a little bit, sorry, I meant, yeah, right. With Florida Luongwa Bobrovsky, unconfirmed, but.
That does make sense. The under does make sense. It really does.
It really does, huh?
The problem is both teams' power plays are absolutely rolling. Let's get a good look at the penalty killing here with these two squads. You have the Jackets 21st and the Panthers 26th. Neither team is over 80% penalty kill, and both power plays are very hot. That would make me quite uncomfortable. I know if you look at the goalies' numbers, you'd think, wow, this has under all over it.
And just the teams in general. Florida likes to put up a lot of shots, don't they?
That to me is a red flag.
Yeah.
It's a red flag, seeing how bad both teams' penalty killing is right now, and both teams being so hot on the power play.
Okay, well, I'll think about it. And then, the Nashville-Arizona game, I was thinking about under, but I guess I'll wait to see what the announced goalies are in that one. Montreal-Calgary's in it, so I guess we talked about everything.
Yep.
Yes, and just the last game is, again, Toronto-San Jose. I'm thinking about overs here, but you don't like overs again. Why? Because you think that...
Anderson's playing incredibly well, and Jones is heating up. I think that the Predators are just playing real fast hockey right now, so there's a ton of odd man rushes. I think this game will be more similar to that Flames-Sharks game that we saw just before the Sharks-Preds game.
All right, I'll hold up on that one. I'll think about it, and then maybe we'll do something on that one in the afternoon show. Now let's move on to NBA. We got 3 games going in NBA, right, Jim?
Yes.
You want to show your NBA record?
I do. A bad night.
Yeah,
bad night, but definitely,
All right.
definitely. Can we get that NBA record up?
Okay. Yes. All right. And we're seeing some notes here. Yeah. Again, I'm going to await.
Oh yeah, those are. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what the hell that was. So that's that $100 bounties. Donnie D knocked out BMOC. December 7th, 1976. No, he knocked me out. It says Minnie Morris knocked. That's wrong.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Move on.
Yeah, that's all. That's wrong.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Move on. Take it off. Take it off. We don't care. We don't care. Take it off. Thank you very much. All right. So NBA, we got 3 games going tonight. Houston and Golden State is the big game featured tonight. You have anything to say about any of these games, Jim?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First off, I want the Clippers.
Okay.
I love the way the Clippers are playing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing so well. 6'6". He's a strong perimeter defender. Montreal's Harrell is playing unbelievably well. God, this guy's numbers are incredible. Harrell's is averaging 18.2 points, 8.4 boards in his last 5 games. My God, and having him and Lou Williams off the bench is very, very, very helpful. Clippers are just playing good ball. 5 players and averaging double digits. They've changed the vibe in that dressing room. They feel good about themselves. They're just playing great, great basketball. Spurs are on the second half of a back-to-back. Sure, they're going to bounce back, but they've lost 4 of 5. Rudy Gay sat out, so he'll be ready to go. Is Derek White capable of being the number 1 point guard for this team to actually lead them to glory? I don't think so. Pau Gasol's out of the lineup with a knee issue. I absolutely love these Clips, and I want them full game.
Okay. The Clippers, I'm just looking at some comments here. Best line right now, 5.5 minus 110 is what we can give you. Okay, Jim's taking LA Clippers minus 5.5 minus 110. I'm going to wait until the afternoon show to give any opinions or picks or thoughts on NBA. Atlanta, Denver, and Houston, Golden State.
Corey Simmons saying Spurs plus 5.5. They lost 2 in a row. Not going to lose 3 in a row. Corey Simmons, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would agree with you completely. This is a different team, and a team I don't like very much. DeWante Murray is. I wish they had Tony Parker back. This is just not a team I trust defensively. This is not a team I trust to bounce back in situations. So I'm confident to go against you in this spot. Adam Friend was saying Spurs are shit. You got to get the memo. They look bad. And I don't trust them. I don't trust the character in that dressing room. I don't think they're going to step up here.
Okay, and then we have Golden State Houston. I'm just looking at other comments that are coming in. Mark's chillin', loves the Leafs at plus 120. I'm thinking about taking the Leafs team total over. Yeah, all right, go ahead, Jimmy the Bag.
We have Warriors, Rockets. Very interesting to see what the fallout from the Durant Green incident is going to be. Green returns after being suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. A lot of stories going on about what exactly happened in that dressing room. Steph Curry will be out for at least another week. Rockets, of course, dealing with their own controversy with Carmelo Anthony. He missed his third straight game with what the team is calling an illness, which is ridiculous. If being bad basketball player is an illness, and I'm sick, very sick as well. The Pacers, they handled them very easily. Then they beat the Nuggets. Seems like this Rockets team, both those wins were double digits. Feels like this Rockets team is ready to roll. Rockets are dealing with a ton of injuries, though. Nene's been out for a while. He'll be out at least 2 more weeks with a strained calf. Brandon Knight practicing very slowly, coming back from a knee injury. Michael Carter-Williams returned from his illness, but he's just bad at basketball. Like was a DNP against the Nuggets. But Gerald Green and Gary Clark are new to the injury report. Green is questionable with an ankle injury. Clark is questionable with a hip contusion. Those are players I want. Corey Simmons backing the Warriors minus 1.5. I need to know what's going on with Green and Clark. I need them in the lineup. I really need to know that this team is going to have some defensively responsible players. Oh, wow. Nick Dial cashed out 5th in the poker tournament last night.
Nice.
Attaboy.
Mr. Gokster99 has a comment. Bad play, Pete. That was during the NHL segment. I wonder which play he's talking about. Mr. Gokster, bad play, Pete. If you could let me know which play you were referring to, I would really like it. All right. Are we done with NBA? What else would you like to talk about, Jim?
No,
Houston
we are
and Golden
not.
State.
We have the Hawks and Nuggets.
Oh, right. And the Hawks and Nuggets.
After that incredible start, Nuggets have lost 4 straight. Hawks have lost 5 in a row. 4 of those 5 losses were by single digits. They're playing better at times. I mean, Trey looked awful against the Warriors, but that's going to happen with a young point guard. He went 2 of 12 for 4 points. He's playing great. John Collins is so close to making his season debut, but he's doubtful tonight. I can't wait till he's back in this lineup. Dwayne Dedmon remains out for personal reasons, and now his backup, Alex Len, has an ankle sprain. That's bad. That's really, really bad. The Nuggets, I think, maybe smash here. I think they maybe smash. Scotty Rock, though, likes Hawks plus 13. How are they going to do this without Dedmon and Alex Len? They're in big trouble. Corey Simmons saying Nuggets minus 13. The more I think about it, the more I think, well, let's find out about Alex Len. If Alex Len can give them 20 or 25 minutes, then maybe they'll be okay. But if not, they are in big, big trouble.
See, I was thinking under here. It's a relatively high total. Denver off the 3 losses. They got it. What are they going to do? Clamp down on defense. Try at least, right? No?
I don't know. Especially, I don't know. I don't know if they will against this Hawks team. It seems like this Hawks team is just Trae Young just wants to run and gun. The key thing here is that we've got, and Gary Clark says he'll play. Gary Clark says he'll play on Thursday. That's a big, big deal. With the Atlanta Hawks here, though, what are we going to see Miles Plumlee out there for 30-odd minutes? They're in big, big trouble if they don't get Len to go, and I think we need to find out what's going on there. I agree. I think the Nuggets are going to smash. Just absolutely smash. I really do. Mark Made Man liking Nuggets first half. Maybe that's perfect.
Oh, Mr. Gokster says, Habs Flames, first period over. I see this being a tight affair. So my Montreal Calgary, first period over, minus 120. Mistake? You agree with that, Jim? Probably a mistake?
The Habs are just playing very fast hockey. Another team that does that is the Predators. And what we've seen is there's lots of odd man rushes that go back and forth. But the Flames have scored, as we talked about, 4 goals in the last 3 games. Or 3 goals in the last 4 games, or something like that. So, Farshad Hassani saying Clippers is the best bet of the night. I agree. I agree.
All right, so are we done with NHL?
NBA, you mean? James Wilson saying Clippers team total over 111.5. That's interesting. That's extremely interesting.
Clippers team total over.
I think the Nuggets smash tonight. Okay, let's talk about this more. What would I get first half and full game on the Nuggets? I think they smash.
On the Nuggets?
Yeah.
13. First half probably be about 7.
Wow. I guess I feel like the first half is more appealing. I will take the Nuggets first half.
You want the first half?
Yeah.
All right, let's find it. Let's find it here at SBR Odds. Jim's going to take Denver first half. And what about another play with the Spurs team total under? I've been riding those Spurs team total unders for a while.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they bounce back here. Rudy Gay's going to be in the lineup. This team and the Clippers are really good defenders, even without Bradley. That might be a great play. What would you get on that?
Which one?
On the Spurs team total under.
I'll check it in a second, but a little bit of, oh no, we do have a 7 here. Here I am line shopping at SBR Odds, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 8, but you wager -7, -115, so we can give you that. You want that one, -7, -115, courtesy of you wager?
Dwayne Reed says, Jimmy, Nuggets haven't smashed anyone all season. This is the spot, Dwayne. I think the Hawks are in big, big trouble, especially if Alex Len's barely running up the floor.
No, Mr. Goke says, sorry, Pete, didn't mean to fluster you, pal. Cheers. No, I really need to. That's a very important stuff here. That's what this show is about, Mr. Gokester. Handicapping picks and plays and bets. So if you have an opinion on a handicapping pick, a play, or a bet that I've just said that I made, I want to know about it.
Yeah, no, it's all good,
Yes.
Mr. Gokester.
Okay.
Absolutely. A lot of guys back in this Nuggets first half. Brant Hunt, Nuggets first half. Mark's chilling. Denver first half looks good. Mark made man, yes, Jim, half in the bag. Yeah, I like it. And Troy v. Nuggets first quarter, that might be I hate the first quarters, though. I've had trouble with them. So I'm going to stick with the Nuggets first half. I really like this play.
Okay, so let's review all the picks from NHL and NBA, and then we'll get ahead to college
but
football.
Walter Trotter coming in, who's got great NBA analysis, as always, says, Hawks aren't a good faith team, in my opinion, but against Denver, they should get it done at home. I agree. I want to back the Hawks, but without Collins and Dedmon and Alex Len, what are we going to see here? Is Vince Carter going to play the power forward again? They're in big, big trouble. I mean, Spellman has looked good, so I assume Spellman's going to play 35 minutes. But a Plumlee-Spellman front court going up against Jokic and Millsap, they're in big, big trouble. Big trouble. So, yeah, they're in huge, huge trouble. Lou H. saying Hawks will cover full game. Maybe. Then you have some concern about the back door. But I'm really, really liking this first half the more we talk about it.
Okay, so...
WW Train saying Atlanta cover easy. God, I'd be shocked to see that. Okay, sorry.
All right, so Jimmy the Bag, here are his plays in NBA. Clippers -5.5, Denver first half -7, -115. He's on Minnesota puck line, Philly puck line, and Calgary puck line, and that's it. Just 3 NHL plays, right, Jim?
Yep.
Okay, and my plays, I gave St. Joe's Wake Forest second half under 83 -115 in college basketball. That, of course, is already off. And then I gave a lot of plays in NHL, which might have been a little bit ill-advised. Montreal Calgary first period over -120. Mr. Gokester says bad play. Don't do that, Pete. I took Detroit Ottawa first period over -131. Jimmy the Bag said that might not be a great play. Don't do that, Pete. New Jersey Philly first period over 1.5 -126. Jimmy the Bag said that might not be a good play, Pete. Don't do that, right? Because Elliott is heating up. Minnesota -1. I got him at -207 on the money line on the overnight line. It's now up to 245. I took him at -1. I took him anyway. Philly, same deal. Philly -1. I got him at -126 on the overnight line. It's now up to -150. I took Philly -1. I took the Vancouver team total under 2.5 -125. Van City Chris said, Peter, don't do that, Pete. That's a bad play. And then I also took Ottawa -1 at a big underdog line, and Jimmy the Bag and others said that's a bad play. Don't do that, Pete. Everyone was liking Detroit.
The more we talked about that, the more I liked Batherson coming up, and Zach Smith changing the feel on ice and in the dressing room. The more I thought about it, the more I start liking that Denver spot. But that's a team I never want to back.
Right, I hear you. All right, so let's move on to college football. We got 3 games going tonight that are definitely very interesting. I made one bet on these on the overnight lines, just one bet. I did take North Texas over Florida Atlantic. North Texas, of course, is coming off of a loss. It's a short week, so that presumably helps North Texas. And Florida Atlantic, they're off of 2 nice wins. But I'm thinking that North Texas is the play here, and I did bet that one. North Texas is already bowl eligible, but coming off the loss, I think that they will want to get a win here. Florida Atlantic has struggled a little bit defensively. And, if North Texas can contain Florida Atlantic's running game, that's going to be the key to this one. North Texas has a great run defense, and for the Conference USA, if they can hold down Florida Atlantic, they should get the win here. Hope it's not a mistake, but I did bet North Texas, and that line is headed up. It's now up to 4. It opened at 2.5. It's now up to 4. Let me see what the money line would be. Yeah, money line. I could make a safe play on the North Texas money line at minus 174 at Bet Online. A few plays have a little bit better than that. I don't know if you had time to look at any of these games, Jim.
Not really. Yeah, I've looked at some of them, and I agree. But Payless Ways leading FAU. I agree about North Texas in a nice bounce back spot, home team on a short week. I agree with all of that, and I feel like you can simplify certain things on these short weeks, and we've seen how it works in the NFL on these Thursday nighters. So I agree with you for North Texas. Sign me up.
Wow, Payless Way. No, I thought he said loves FAU. He leans FAU.
Yeah, so I'm in. I'm in. Give me North Texas.
You want that one on the money line or on the spread?
I'll
here?
take the spread.
All right, the spread will be minus. Let's see what the spread is. -4, -110. Oh, yeah, -4, -110. So Jim's going to take North Texas. -4, -110. I'm just not 100% sure I do want this one right here now. But I think I do. I'm just going to, that was the one bet that I made. It's a lean, but I'm not sure that I'm going to take it.
My man Kent Young says North Texas is solid.
Yeah. And then the Tulane-Houston game is very interesting. Ian Cameron made Tulane an official play at +10.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Corey Simmons saying North Texas -3 and the over. Trust me in capitals.
Yeah, the over, huh?
The over, because teams aren't going to have enough time to set up proper defense against these offenses.
It's just a very high. It's a very high total here. I'd be leaning North Texas team total over as well. I was going to give Tulane at +10, but it's now down to 8 or 8.5. Ian Cameron made that one an official play. Houston, of course, has a lot of injuries on defense. Their last 2 games have been losses. They still have that great offense, obviously, and they can put up points against anyone. But I was thinking about the Tulane team total over. Maybe Tulane is definitely doing a lot better since the new quarterback took over. And Houston has issues defensively. Oliver is out. He's not the only one. And the Green Wave, they tend to dominate the time of possession. If they need to make this a shorter game, they probably will be able to. I'm not sure I'd be leaning over here because of that, even though Houston is vulnerable defensively and explosive offensively. So I would maybe be leaning under, but a much stronger lean to Tulane, and Ian Cameron gave it at +10. I would have a lean to that one still, even at 8.5. And then the Toledo-Kent State game is also very interesting. We have another MAC situation where you have a clearly much better team as a huge road favorite late in the year. And as we've seen earlier, I was leaning Ball State. There was just so much shit going on that I didn't have the presence of mind to give it an official play. But I'd be leaning Kent State here as well. I did bet that one a little bit at 13.5. It's now down to 11.5 or 12, still 12.5 at the Greek. So Kent State is definitely a lean. I'd be thinking about the under in the Kent State Toledo game as well.
Yes, I've heard people liking the under. I believe both Scotty Rock and I think Noli Nose is on it. Did I copy and paste Noli Nose? He likes the Air Force Wyoming under. I love to hear if Noli Nose is on that as well. Kent Young saying the Sharps are on the under. Under's like 9-0 in North Texas game, says Naeem. North Texas in a revenge spot. They lost FIU twice last year. Noli Nose is on the FAU North Texas under. Sorry, that was the one that I thought. I think you're right about this Tulane spot. The more I think about it, the more I think about the problems on defense. Asking just to stay within 8.5. Or is there an 8.5 still on the board?
Yes.
There is? Okay, I'll take Tulane plus 8.5.
You want that one? All right. Jimmy the Bag's going to take Tulane plus 8.5. That will be at Heritage, the only place that has 8.5. Okay, we'll give him that one. Tulane plus 8.5 minus 110.
And Noli Nose does like this under. Noli Nose liking the Toledo Kent State under. Al Hart saying Kent State is trash. Very interesting. Anthony L saying Toledo minus 12 is the play. Yeah, I agree with your analysis on big favorites this late in the year, but Kent State's been so bad this year.
Yes, for sure.
Ugh.
But they're playing younger guys who are they're changing up their personnel a little bit, playing guys who are fresher and playing to prove themselves a little bit. So Kent State might be a little bit of a different team that we're seeing this year, and Kent State might be the play here for sure.
Kyle Jack says I'm taking Kent plus 12, but not big, and I just said that Anthony L is on Toledo minus 12. Interesting. Very interesting games. But a lot of people leaning towards that under in Toledo, Kent State. Are you?
The under in the Toledo-Kent
Hal
State
Abraham
game.
says under in Kent State game time temp will be 20 degrees with high winds.
Yeah, I was thinking about the under in Kent State a bit. Yes, definitely. I was thinking about that one a little bit.
Anthony L. thinking that Toledo line should be minus 16. Nolino says, yes, I like the under a lot. Being saying last 2 days, I got it at 60. Wow. What could we get the under at now? 50 and a half?
50 does, yeah. Even a 59.
Okay, I'll jump on the under.
You want that one?
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we are. Let me find it. 59 at the Greek and a few other places. Okay, Jim's going to take Toledo. Kent State under 59 minus 110. Under 59 minus 110.
Yeah, that makes sense. Great capping from this chat.
Yes,
God damn,
definitely.
they're useful.
Okay, so now let's move on to NFL. Jimmy,
Oh, wow.
go ahead.
We're getting breaking news from Kayak Bassmaster. Wow, Lightning goalie out indefinitely, just hurt in practice.
You talking about Vasilevsky?
Wow.
Yeah.
And wow, that's huge. That's just huge. That's wild. Sorry, okay. That's big. And we have done nothing on that Pens Lightning game. Did you make a move on that Pens Lightning?
No. I was thinking about under, but yeah, now with the goalie change, it's going to be very different, obviously.
Wow, that's wild. Okay, sounds great.
All right, so now let's move on to NFL. We have Green Bay and Seattle, which is an interesting matchup here. Obviously, Seattle tends to do well at home, but Green Bay has dominated this series. Aaron Rodgers has usually played well in this series and come away with wins for Green Bay. What do you think about this one, Jim? Anything?
Yes, I think a lot about this game, but I'd sure like to see my
All right,
both of our sparkling NFL
Show up
records.
the NFL record if you got it. Throw that one up there.
Mr. Gokster says jumping on the Pens, in my opinion, very interesting. And Lamont Williams says likes that Kent State full game under.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Just quickly. Oh yeah, there it is.
Very nice.
God damn, that's nice. Bama Nation says liking Houston to lane over 67. I know we need to move on to NFL, but just one last comment. Houston can score and their defense is a dumpster fire. Everyone's pushing to that over.
Yeah, I mean the problem is just that Tulane also controls the time of possession very, very well with their option style offense. And if they try to slow this game down, which presumably will be their game plan, they probably will have some success with it, and that might limit possessions. I'm not sure what I think about the total here.
Cool.
All right,
thank you for that.
Yes.
Packers at Seahawks. Donnie said on the show that he's never ever going to take a road team on a Thursday night, and that makes so much sense, and that has been working. A lot of people like the Seahawks here. I can understand why someone would like the Seahawks here, but I just feel like Rodgers is dangerous this time of year, and they know they need to get a win here. If they leave Seattle 4-5-1, they're going to have to win out possibly to make the playoffs. Total opened at 49.5. It's pretty much there as far as I know, 49s. This opened at Seahawks minus 2.5 with 1 -3 on the board. Now it's all -3s, am I right?
Yes.
All -3s. Pack made it look easy against the Dolphins. Blake Martinez got 9 tackles. Pack got 6 sacks. Seahawks looked very good losing to the Rams, I thought. I mean, it was a late touchdown that made the score nice, but Wilson rushing 9 for 92 yards. He's just doing so much. And then Rashad Penny looked like the guy that we remember from San Diego State. 12 carries for 108 yards. Bobby Wagner was all over the field. 10 tackles, 3 assists. Dave L.A. says Green Bay has won a road. Hasn't won a road game this year. Yeah, they're 0-4 on the road. For me, it's Seahawks or nothing. It's Seahawks or nothing, without a doubt. But I'm hesitant to jump on the Seahawks here. I'm just hesitant. Mark Schilling got Green Bay at plus 3.5. That makes me uncomfortable, but I can understand the thought process behind it. I can understand thinking, well, I got Rodgers who can make things happen. But we've seen already this year, and I don't know if we could call the Seahawks an elite defense. We shouldn't. We shouldn't, but we saw the Packers against the Patriots when the Packers desperately needed a score to stay in that game. Rodgers couldn't even get past midfield. So it's Seahawks or nothing here, but I'm very uncomfortable making any moves on Thursday night. Very comfortable making any moves. Anything else saying Seattle and the under, easy play. Anil Frank, Packers over 2.5, or I guess that's Rodgers over 2.5 TDs, plus 100. I believe that's what he's talking about. Colorado Mendoza already took Seattle. Troy V says Packers lost 6 straight on the road, but Barry Cohen's on the Packers money line in the over. The Packers have just enough to scare me. Devontae Adams is doing just enough to give him a real weapon. We know that Graham can be a red zone weapon. Aaron Jones went 15 carries for 145 yards. Yes, that was against a very weak Dolphins rush defense, but the Packers scare me. They absolutely scare me. Dave L.A. saying Seahawks, take the Seahawks team total over. Green Bay defense is not good. Brant Hunt asking what the weather is tonight in Seattle. I believe it's pretty nice. Let me check out right now the weather. Can you take over for a second? I'll get the weather.
The Packers' defense is not good, did he say?
Yeah.
See, I have them as one of the better defenses against the pass, at least, right? They get a lot of sacks. They have nice numbers against the pass. Is that not true? Am I off?
Well, they got 6 sacks against the Dolphins, but I think that has to be taken with a grain of salt.
Right.
Yeah, I don't trust the.
I'm not saying they're elite pass defense, but I'm saying they're significantly better than average. No, am I off on that one?
They're better than average pass defense, sure. Good enough to get rid of Clinton Dix, sure. Ethan Payson, I'm a Packers fan, and I know how hard it is to win on the road on Thursdays, but Packers coasted Sunday. They did. That will help them. Seahawks played a real tough game. That's absolutely true. Rodgers in must-win games, the regular season is dangerous. That Ethan Payson puts that perfectly.
Right.
Absolutely perfectly.
On the other hand, Pete Carroll in prime time is a magician, right? I mean, no?
I don't drink Pete Carroll's juice.
Okay.
I've watched, the Seahawks, I'm a Niners guy, but the Pacific Northwest, the Seahawks I watch very, very closely. And I don't know. I don't trust them.
Right. Especially recently. Those numbers have definitely come back. Yes, for sure.
Daryl Lyles like in the over. Dave Elliott says Seahawks are a running team, Pete, and god damn that run is so good. If you can get the kind of production that Penny gave you last week and mix that with what you're always going to get from Wilson, god damn, they put up 200 yards on the ground. And when they put 200 yards up on the ground, you keep Rodgers off the field. And that's just paramount.
That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about maybe Aaron Jones, the touchdown prop for him. Maybe Baldwin, receptions over. He's healthy. He's getting a lot of looks, right? No?
Adam Frendo saying Aaron Jones is a game changer for Green Bay. Watch. There's going to be a lot of running. Yeah. I'm uncomfortable here. I'm very, very uncomfortable here. And I'm not going to take Green Bay. DJ Big Boss says Green Bay, good defense on paper, but not impressive this year. Barry Cohen asking, what's the team total over for the Packers?
Probably about 23 or so.
Real TC saying 7-1 on Thursday night, just saying. Sorry, what was that again?
About 23. The market is predicting 26-23 Seattle, roughly, as the final score.
Yeah, that's interesting. Underdog saying Seahawks getting Baldwin back. We know that will help very much. Young OG talking about Rodgers in prime time. Will Weber says Seattle at home is a brutal spot for the Pack. WW Train saying Seattle don't pass. Maybe they will a bit more with Baldwin back. Troy V says, I'm telling you, Seahawks use all their running backs tonight to control the clock. Take the under. That makes sense. It does make sense to keep Rodgers off the field as much as possible. The only concern is what's Rodgers going to do when he's on the field. Ethan Payson says, Pete, I like the Aaron Jones prop.
Yeah. Aaron Jones is really giving them a boost in the red zone, right? If they need a nice run from in the red zone, that might be obviously everyone knows it, so the market's going to be hip to that. But what about the Jones touchdown prop?
The Jones touchdown prop does make sense. I guess you're right.
Maybe.
I'd love to hear what Bill Butlicker is doing on his props.
And there we go. Brewski 311. As a Packer fan, McCarthy knows his job is on the line. He changed up his play calling last week. He got more risky and took more chances, and it paid off. Pack +3 and sprinkle a little on the money line.
Mark Schillen says, ideally just stay away from Thursday games. So I stayed off of last Thursday's game. The Thursday before that, I had the Texans -7, but I also had the under 43.5 or whatever it was against the Dolphins, and they put up 73 points, and I sat there going, you know what? I don't need to force this. We're seeing things so clearly in NFL right now. Why would I push myself into volatility? And I think I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of the year. Why would I put myself in a situation where these Thursday games are nuts?
Yeah. Look at this. Here's some strong opinions. Ralph Portuando, we know how good he is with totals. He goes, it's an under game, kids. Troy V, I'm telling you, Seahawks use all their running backs tonight to control the clock. Take the under. Joey Kerr says leaning Packers and the over, but Mark Demand says Packers and under. A lot of people, from all walks of life here, Jim, seem to be having good reason to like the under.
Parshad Asami talking about the bad record on Thursday nights, and right above that, JC Alvarez, over, guys. It will happen. And we got a lot of people on the over. Lamont Williams, the best play for tonight, NFL game over 48.5.
Glenn Kelly, our boy, or at least my boy, Glenn Kelly, over 49.
I'm with Brant Hunt here. Simple.
Yeah?
Seahawks at home, prime time. Give me the Seahawks or lay off.
Right.
And I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on the Seahawks. I don't think so.
Casey Pudz-Cherwinski likes. It just jumped. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to read Casey Pudz-Cherwinski's
Ethan Payson under. MLB agreed. I like Seattle first half. What about over first half? Squat waffle. If you like Seattle, parlay with under. If you like Green Bay, parlay with the over.
And that goes with what the Green Bay guy was saying. He was saying that McCarthy's going to start taking more risks, and it paid off. If he starts taking more risks and it's successful, you're probably looking at a win by Green Bay and an over.
Eddie Euler saying just going to watch this one and bet on NHL instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. I really do. It's too important for me to change my year around, and that's what I've been doing. It's very late in the year to do it. Very late, but I'm going to do it, man. Christopher Comentini, over is the play. Defenses don't have the time to recover. One team will score 30-plus by themselves.
But Michael Ervolina says they're going to run the ball a ton and have 6 to 7 minute drives. And Kyle Jack, there you go. A lot of times when you're not exactly sure what the game plans are going to be, those can be the best kinds of games for in-play betting, right? And Kyle Jack says this is a bet it in-play game. If the Pack are within a score going into the fourth, take the Pack at a juicy price.
Very interesting spot. Very interesting spot. Real TC saying, Pete and Jimmy, I got to go back to work. Thank you for coming into the lunch break, and it means so much to us. But says, hopefully we can talk college basketball in the afternoon show. We will definitely. He's on Alabama -3 in that afternoon game.
Okay, I will write that one down. I'll mark that one down. And now let's just quickly talk about college basketball for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll wrap up the show. There are some afternoon games in a tournament that is going on. In the meantime, I think my underplay on St. Joe's is looking okay. Let me see what it's projecting out to. I got 83. Hold on one second. I just want to see what it's projecting out to here. I got 83, and it's projecting out to about 73. So, all right, hopefully that will hold up. As we know in college basketball, anything can happen at any time in the game, especially as far as totals are concerned. So we do have a tournament going on, and I was thinking that that Fullerton might be a good play against UCF. I did give Fullerton as a play against Arizona. I bet it. I don't remember if I made it an official pick, but I talked about it a lot. It was a no-balls thing for me, but I definitely talked about how I bet it, and I liked it. It was definitely a lean. Fullerton, it should have a pretty good version of Fullerton this year. And UCF, they have some of the same pieces from previous years. They could get a margin win here, but they're not quite as dominant defensively as we've seen from them in recent years and in recent weeks and months. So I'm leaning Fullerton here, getting about 4.5. Also leaning. So he likes Alabama -3, huh?
Yeah,
that's a game that is in the afternoon. I was thinking Northeastern projected to win their conference, and they're catching 4 points here, but that's not a good sign that the real TC likes New England. Valparaiso and Western Kentucky, I was thinking about a shot with the under on that one at 145.5, and then Bakersfield against Central Michigan is also an interesting game. I forgot what my opinions were on that one, but I think I was leaning under on that one too. All the 7 o'clock or later games I did not have a chance to look into, but again, real TC likes Alabama. I guess the play that I was really thinking about was maybe a shot with Fullerton to keep it close, but I'm not even going to bet that one, and I think I am, again, got to keep it very, very careful here with college basketball. I'm going to stick to a lot of second half plays, tweet them out, hopefully get my record stacked up, and then when I have a little bit more time to break down these games more in depth, or if I get an assistant to help me break down these games in depth, which I'm not even going to bother asking SBR for, because I know the answer is no, so I'm not even going to bother asking. But if I had that one, man, would I be a beast in college basketball, Jim.
You would be, and I am still working on it.
Mm-hmm. On what?
On getting us an assistant. I've been working on it, and it doesn't seem like it's a no-go for sure.
I'm not saying for free, obviously. I'm saying you're talking about an assistant that they pay for.
Yes.
It's a no-go for sure. Okay. All right. Okay. It's a no-go for sure. On the other hand, if you can give an inspirational talk to ask, someone, you can have as many assistants for free as you want. That will be absolutely stamped immediately by SBR for sure.
No, I think we can get one. Let's talk a bit more about what's going on here. Noli knows, like in the Texas A&M Gonzaga over 155.
Okay.
And Corey Simmons backing Alabama big. Line's -4 now, all the way Alabama. Wow. Eddie Euler saying Davidson went from a pick'em to -3.5 at his book. Anything on that game, Pete?
Nope. Didn't have time. I would love to. If I didn't have to do so all my research myself, I would be able to have opinions on all of these. But since I do, I don't.
Bud Nino says, do you like the over in Fullerton?
Do I like the over?
And DJ Big Boss says, definitely on Fullerton.
Yeah. Do I like the over in Fullerton? No, not the total has me a little, because UCF is still capable of playing that style of basketball where you have a 68-57 type final score all the time. So the total has me a little bit nervous. I was just thinking that Fullerton catching more than 2 points might be a decent play.
Mark made men on Valpo. Oh, and JC Alvarez saying Fullerton is the play, Loshak. Good play.
Yes.
Did you make that official?
No, I didn't, but maybe I will right now. What the hell? Maybe I will right now. I don't know. I mean, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. Let's see.
Why don't you care?
I don't care. Let me see. Should I make that one an official? It's headed up, though, which is interesting. 4.5 now. No, I can't. I just haven't had time to look into it because UCF is a scary team. Don't get it twisted. They are, they started out the year a little bit off relative to what we've seen from them in past years, but that's still a very, very quality team. So I'm not going to be pulling the trigger blindly, hastily fading them. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely have a lean to Fullerton plus 4.5.
Wow, Brandon James says, Jimmy, remember what I told you yesterday about North Texas first half, -1.5? He said jump on it right away, and I didn't. It's at -3 now. Is that fact that the North Texas first half is -3 and the whole game's -4?
Yes.
Wow.
I'd be leaning North Texas as well on the first half. In general. Talking about college football now. We're back to college football. Let's see what the first half is. Are there any 2.5s? Are there any 2.5s?
Michael Sinkowitz giving us greetings from Poland.
Oh, who?
Michael Sinkowitz.
All right, let's find. Oh, Michael Sinkowitz. Greetings from Poland here. I would love to go hang out in Poland for a couple months. Gosh, imagine if we could do this from different countries around the world. How awesome that would be.
It'd be heaven. It'd be heaven. Absolute heaven.
And we could go and hang out with bettors in those countries and go to local events.
Oh God, it'd be heaven.
Who would do it better than us, Jim?
Nobody.
And they can't steal the idea because then you know what they would do? They'd be, all right, let's steal the idea and have the show with 2 suckers in as the hosts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they'd be looking at this and they'd be like, why does this show suck? It seemed like such a good idea. Yeah, because the people in the show is what make it good. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You can't have 2 sandy-haired people who've never been on SSRIs or antidepressants and no mental problems make a compelling show.
Couple sandy-haired clowns.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Come on. Let me see. Yeah.
Underdog will move to Costa Rica and be your assistant, Pete.
Oh God, I would love it. Underdog. I just need, you have no idea. People don't realize this. This is true. At covers, I came in first place in college basketball one year. Now, I wasn't covering all the other sports though. That's the thing. I was doing videos on them as a host. So I was questioning people, but I didn't have to be the expert and give opinions on all those sports. So I really focused on college basketball. I came in first place in covers. First motherfucking place. I hit like 56% on totals on like 80% of the games, and I hit about 53.5% on sides on about 80% of the games. Beautiful. It's amazing, right? I can do this shit. I just need time. You can't. That's the thing about sports betting. You can't just start chucking darts and think that just because you had a couple of winning weeks or whatever, that any dart you chuck is automatically going to land on a winner. You got to do your work, or otherwise it won't.
All night last night, yeah. I thought, God damn, if I am going to make us low baggers money, I need to focus solely on NHL and NBA and NFL, and that's it. And put all of my time, 100% of my time on it. And when I start reaching for college in the 3 or 4 hours in between shows, because I wake up at 5 and get these games.
We're not complaining here, by the way. We're just saying that the main point of what we're trying to say right here is that it takes time to do something well, and especially finding edges in sports betting. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
That's all I'm really saying here, Jimmy the Bag.
Yes.
Yeah. And so let me see. What else do we have here?
Well, Odar Lear, I want to talk about it. It says, Jimmy, don't take the Seahawks because of doubt with which team is in a good spot, or maybe for some market-telling conspiracy fear. No, it's because I need winners so badly, and it means so much to me, and there's so much volatility on Thursdays. It's the home team or no play at all, and that's what Donnie's been saying, and Donnie's an incredible NFL capper, and I agree with that, and I agree with simplifying things, and I think that Rodgers is very dangerous. I think the Packers are dangerous. I like the Seahawks here. It's Seahawks or no play, and I don't want to put...
Ricardo Ortiz says, Pete, please pick on the nerds with spreadsheets. Cracks me up every time. Yeah, we'd make a great show, Jim. We would make a great show. I'd go on that show. I'd fucking make fun of nerds with spreadsheets all over the place. Every show I would do it.
Sure.
I'd sing songs. Oh, I wrote a few extra lyrics for the Carataro song. It has a part for you, actually, Jim.
Oh,
yes,
nice,
I wrote a line for you.
Nice,
I wrote a line for you.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yes.
Is it time, or are you pulling a late show?
Yeah, No, I can't remember what it is.
Okay, late show. Let's hammer it out late show.
Akiviene is what you're going to have to say. So just remember, we'll practice a little bit. But
practice.
yes, I wrote some extra lyrics, and I have a part for you, Jim.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's see. Yeah. Oh, BitXN says Fullerton money line. Wow. And Yaya says, I think this show would be a huge hit in the Ukraine. Maybe. Maybe. They do have weird sensibilities in the Ukraine.
And
We might
very
be a
hot.
perfect fit.
Very hot
pick for
women
that.
in the Ukraine.
All right, so I guess
Very hot.
Yeah. Jansen Bonzone says Pete leads a Monica Lewinsky for his assistant. Man, I thought Monica Lewinsky was the hottest chick ever. She's like my ideal woman.
Really?
Yes. Kylie Reynolds says Cal State Fullerton plus 4.5. Got that. All right, I'll make it an official pick. I don't give a shit. I'll make Fullerton an official pick at plus 4.5. Fullerton plus 4.5 minus 110. I'll add that one on there. Plus 4.5
Comic
minus
Ricky,
110.
a great stand-up comedian out of Chicago, says their comedy club down there. I'll come down. They've been asking me to put on shows for the expats, but I just don't have the fucking time or energy. And I don't. This is my whole world. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to bother. But
It's just you don't have time.
If I can get Comic Ricky down, maybe good.
I'm actually going to have minus 105 here at Pinnacle. It definitely concerns me that the line, as we bullshit here, appears to be heading in UCF's favor. But so I'll take it anyway. Plus 4.5 minus 105. That might have been a mistake because my the St. Joe's Wake Forest under is looking like it's going to cash here, and I should probably just stick to these second half plays where I feel more comfortable giving them out publicly. But now, you know what? I'm not going to take Fullerton here. UCF is a good team. I need to do more research on it in order to be sure of what I'm doing here, and I just don't have the time.
How many afternoon? Is it just Alabama for the afternoon game?
That's at 2:00 Eastern
and
time.
that's the only one.
No, then there's Purdue, which is a 5:00 game. Purdue is interesting.
Oh, and Valpo at 5. Too.
Yeah, I would be leaning Valpo. I'd be leaning Western Kentucky under. And the Purdue Appalachian State game is a tough one. I still have to, again, I need to do more research into how good Purdue is this year because they lost a lot, but obviously they're returning a lot, and they've been off to a nice start this year. So I have to do a little bit more research into Purdue if I was going to give an official play on this game, but I don't have time because I have so much other shit that I need to take care of. So, yeah.
Mr. Goxer's on UCF first half. Robbie Tagaloa says UCF travel is not as bad for them as Cal State's.
Yeah, I'm not taking that one. So there's a bunch of games that go before 7:00, and then a whole bunch of other games.
Wow, Eddie Euler giving us up-to-date information. Bachman will be in goal for the Canucks tonight. That's going to help Jimmy's Minnesota play, and that's got to be the reason for that giant line.
Yes, and
teacher saying Fullerton sucks. Trust me, I live in Anaheim Hills.
Who does?
The teacher says Fullerton sucks. Trust me.
All right, okay. Well, I liked them when they were going up against Arizona State, and that game went to overtime as a double-digit dog, so I was on the right side of that one. But I hear you, teacher. Thank you very much, and I will copy and paste it.
So I've added no college basketball plays at this point, but I have 3 college football plays, and the one I'm still thinking about adding is that Houston over.
Yeah.
And can you just remind me quickly before we end the show why you don't like that Houston over? It's just too high of a total?
The Houston over against Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, just because Tulane is very good at controlling the time of possession. They know that they have an edge offensively. They know that they don't want to get into a game where they're trading touchdowns with the Houston offense, which is still awesome. So it might be a little bit more modest scoring. You know what I mean? If the game is close, Tulane's going to try to get a score and keep Houston off the field a little bit more, limit possessions. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
No, that's great. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Steel City Joe saying get an intern. Alice M saying new watcher get an intern, no pay. The key is that they need to get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key.
the key is that despite the way humanity is and has been for 2,000 years, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want slaves. I want people who are my friends and we work together and they get paid and everyone eats.
Yes.
You know,
Everybody eats. Yeah, absolutely.
I understand that for 2,000 years and even today, most of humanity is like, oh, slave labor. I love it. No, I hate it. I don't want slaves. Okay, I don't want people working for me for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
amen.
my fucking tip all those people like a maniac. I tip all the maids and the cab drivers and everything. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I don't want a fucking intern. I want someone who's happy and does a good job, and then I fucking pay him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Robbie Top saying, hey, Bags, what's your thought on Proline OLG ripoff? Yeah, absolutely ripoff. Don't force yourself to take those bad lines and be forced into 3-game parlays. Don't do it. Open up a book. It's so much better than OLG Proline. I despise Proline OLG. And I had to grow up when I was under 18 with sports action in BC, and that was because it was the only option. But God, it's terrible. It's trash.
Yeah. In the meantime, Remo says, what if they were topless women, Pete? There you go. There's a nice comment there. That's a funny comment. And in the meantime, BitXN likes Valparaiso +5 and moneyline. I was leaning Valparaiso too, and I was leaning under. In that one, and I would be an inch away from making those official plays as well. But I probably shouldn't screw myself here.
Reggie saying, do you guys like Tulane? I'm late. Yes. I got talked into Tulane. That play made sense to me with all the injuries on Houston's defense. Stay within a touchdown. It made sense to me. I can understand the line movement going from 10 to 8.5. I'm happy to get an 8.5.
All right, we'll wrap this shit up, huh?
Let's do it.
In the meantime, it looks like my team, my under 83 second half from St. Joe's Wake Forest can cover easily, looking like it's going to land in the mid 70s somewhere. So that's very nice. I'm happy that I was able to do that. I wouldn't have given that out if I didn't think it was a solid play. As you know, there's a lot of leans here in college basketball that I'm not giving out. So anyone who tailed that one, Mr. Gokster, I think tailed it. I hope you it should cash, and I'm glad I was able to give it to you. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, everyone. Thanks so much.